They would be all
They only had one person on there to talk that shit like me, kind of that bald head dude, the black dude. Like he's like the black Andrew Tate. He's hard. He be talking that shit. I don't know about name, but he bald headed black dude, sophisticated. He be
you talking about Satan Sinner? Yeah, he's a smooth talker. He him.
What skills do you have that would help you earn a 6-figure plus income at age 28?
You're right, nothing. There's nothing there's no skills that I have at all.
You're trying to escape.
There's nothing.
But I'm saying
there's no skills. No, you're right.
Because you're a cocktail server in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's nothing else that I have to offer.
And she's trying to play it off right now, and that's a strategy. Very nice.
What's the strategy? Tell us, please.
But the fact is, I live in Las Vegas. I've seen your type many times. Generally, they're younger. Gotcha. But the point is this.
Old, I know, man.
No, really. Honestly, they should be firing you.
Someone marries me.
Yeah, no, they should be. I don't know about that, but they should certainly be firing you and get someone of the appropriate age to do such a low level job.
Oh, yeah.
But the point is this. Why are you opening your mouth wide like that? It's not time. Bring the camera out. She's ready.
I think she can be shocked. She can do whatever she wants. She's fine.
But here's the point. Here's the point. You're currently a cocktail server, which consists of, hey, I'll have a Jack and Coke. Okay. And then you walk away, tell someone else Jack and Coke. They hand you a Jack and Coke. You come back and bring it back to me and hope that I would give you a good tip. That's your skill set.
How do you No, yeah, he's right. And I think this is the hardest part with dealing with people like him is that he's right. If he was giving his advice and or his criticism and it was just cruel, you could just write him off as insane, or crazy, or misogynistic, or insert whatever word you want to say. But when they're right and they're actually giving pretty sound advice, it's hard to just write them off as crazy because what he's saying is true. At 28 years old, you need to start thinking about other applicable skills to the job market. And I've seen this happen before because your 20s are hard. Your 20s are pretty much designed for you to just eat shit. You're not supposed to prosper in your 20s. Your 20s are supposed to be hard. All you're doing in your 20s is is compiling skills so that in your 30s and 40s, you can start demanding the money that you think that you deserve. That's all you do in your 20s. It's supposed to be shitty. But because it is hard, there are a lot of women that instead of dealing with the hardships of being in your 20s, because they have this option, they will start to leverage their youth and beauty. They'll go into industries where they can leverage their youth and beauty for more money than their skills should probably be allowing. So think bartenders, think bottle service girls, think exotic dancers. These are all industries where you're compensated more on your youth and beauty than you are your actual skills. And so they'll get into these jobs, they'll make exorbitant amounts of money with no real applicable skills, and then when they want to get out of these industries, they're in the golden handcuffs. Because it's hard to go from getting $300 of tips a night from slanging Captain and Cokes or rum and Cokes to drunk dudes to dropping French fries at McDonald's. It's hard to make that transition. And that's probably where you'll be if you don't have any applicable skills. So a lot of these ladies will get caught in these lifestyles or doing these things repeatedly, and they can't get out of it because they're so used to the money. They're addicted to the money that they make. They're addicted to the fast lifestyle. They're addicted to the loud music. They're addicted to dealing and being in these industries and environments. But what he's saying is absolutely right.
That women reach their peak in their 30s, or they don't reach their peak.
I don't know. I just feel like I see men more go more towards girls in their 20s, like their early 20s when we're out.
Okay. What about you?
But I'm also not 30, so I don't know how I'll feel at that point.
It won't feel good. I promise you. I mean, consider this. All of you guys are wearing makeup, and you even have a component of makeup that's called, shout out brown chocolate. You even have
up in here, man.
Pretty teeth. Go ahead. But you got a component of makeup called concealer, right? Mm-hmm. What is it concealing? Age.
Right.
It's concealing age. Your whole effort is to look younger. You know, sometimes we aren't really, seeing ourselves in as much as you said she brought the conversation to you. You said that you didn't feel comfortable initially with the Jason Love being involved in.
Well, I agreed to the Jason Love thing. It was just once it actually took place, I had a tiny amount of buyer's remorse that I quickly replaced with realizing this is not a big deal. Nothing changed in our relationship after she shot with another guy. So that was pretty abated quickly.
Right. So it's called the inversion of morals, which is to say that truth be told, in your heart of hearts, you're not comfortable with it. You want to retain your spouse.
I've had moments of
one second. I didn't interrupt you.
With it,
I didn't interrupt you at all because I do want to hear you out.
You're kind of pushing a fake narrative by saying that I'm uncomfortable with it.
But I never interrupted you.
Very comfortable.
I never interrupted you because I want to hear you out.
I just wanted to save you a little bit of breath by correcting you before.
I'm not trying to get you angry. I sincerely am interested in what you have to say, but I didn't interrupt you one time. So the reason I ask is because, as I said, You started off, you said that you felt uncomfortable when it happened. She brought up the conversation. You're not bisexual. So sometimes when things happen and you want to keep your lady, you make the adjustment compromising, but in your heart of heart, that's not really what you wanted. So you're being open, and then you had this idea planted, and then you start adopting it, thinking like, okay, well, I'm okay with it. Maybe it's something that I signed off on too. So you assign it mutuality when in actual fact, the inception of that idea came from her and you've adjusted to it. But it's these weak males that are actually the problem. And what I mean by that is you got the guy who will actually get into the relationship with a girl who's promiscuous and he knows she's promiscuous. You got the guy who will accept the girl who's overweight. I'm not saying don't give her the Jimmy Dean sausage. You hear me? I'm just saying don't let her hold on to it and keep it. And so the truth is we actually have to start enforcing punishment upon the weak guys. And I've seen something on the internet that I kind of like. Every now and then you'll see an Instagram girl and she's like super attractive. And then me, I'm thinking about like, yo, where's her at? Because I can legitimately slide her DMs and then smash her this weekend in real life. Yeah. These other weirdos are like, what's her at? I'm like, why do you need her at? What are you going to do with this?
In different worlds.
And here's the sick sad thing. They're going to follow her and double tap all her photos like a psychopath. Right? So those guys need to be punished. And here's what's happening. There's some sick characters on the internet. They'll put, oh yeah, here's her at. It's at, Carla Jones. And then you click it and it's like something totally disgusting. It's like, have you guys seen that before?
Yes.
Yeah. And I absolutely love it. But that's just the start of what we actually have to start doing.
But no, I actually think partially we start with just not giving the women the Jimmy Dean at all. So I kind of got to disagree with him on that. I do agree that it is weird that there's just this plethora of guys that not only can you not look at the girl on Instagram, you need her at so that you can follow her for what purpose? To what end? You just going to sit there and stalk her page? You don't think that's weird? You think that out of her millions of followers, she going to give you a chance? She not going to sleep with you, bro. So I agree with him. I do think that that's weird, giving these ladies this type of attention that they don't even really deserve. They haven't done anything of value outside of just showing their coochie. I do agree with him that is weird, and that is something that guys are going to have to get together and kind of pull back on to not send the wrong message. But also, I don't think that we should be giving women the Jimmy Dean. I don't think that if you're a guy and you consider yourself to be valuable or not valuable, you should be sleeping with women that you don't see value in. Why, as a high-value man, would you indulge with low-value women? Why, as a high-value man, do you see it as valuable or cool to sleep with a low-value woman? You a high-value man, and you had to become a high-value man to sleep with this woman that slept with Pookie on the blow-up mattress? So you became a high-value man to sleep with a woman that's going to sleep with another dude on the blow-up mattress. That don't sound very high-value to me. I think if you a high-value man, you should be able to have access to high-value women. So why aren't you involving yourself with high-value women? And like for guys that are low value, whatever that may be, I don't think that you should give women the Jimmy Dean because a lot of these women are very good at sex. And when you're sleeping with somebody, you could try to act like you ain't going to develop emotions, but you will. And next thing you know, you're going to start thinking, oh, I'm the exception to the rule. All her other boyfriends were just cruel. And then when something bad happened, you're going to be listening to Drake. Because you done got attached to this woman because you done slept with her when you probably shouldn't have been doing that in the first place.
Both made 7 figures off of that one scene in and of itself.
And I believe that. I don't doubt the financial aspect at all. But like, for example, I know maybe people watching might not be able to relate to this, but say once you cross $2 million, right? Have you found that there are a significant number of things you can do with money that you can't do when you have 2 million versus say 15 million?
I'm not really doing anything with any of the money I make. I don't have any sort of like fancy habits or hobbies or anything like that. And she's the same way as me. I mean, we're into buying property and starting businesses and stuff like that, but it's not really about the money and what we can do with it because we don't really do anything with it.
Right. So when you say there was an underlying value, what is the underlying value of your wife getting railed by a big black guy?
Probably just money primarily, but then also
money doesn't matter.
Also, I think you guys. All right, wait, go ahead. Let one of them talk.
Sexual
I think that's a checkmate. That's a checkmate right there. So this rooted kind of from you being disturbed about the idea of a boss having multiple women. You seem mind boggled. Let me unboggle your mind.
I wasn't mind boggled.
Okay, we're gonna unboggle it all the same.
Okay.
So let's say it's just me as the male and it's all these women here, right? And I'm in good physical shape, you heard me? And I sling dick all night. I can get every last one of you pregnant tonight. Me, by myself.
Yes.
Now let's flip it the other way, right? If it was all men here and it was just you as a woman, how many times could you get pregnant?
A singular time.
One time. The biology shows us that the woman gets pregnant one time by one man and then has to stick with that for 9 months. So if you and I go off and we both want to be 304s, I can impregnate half of Miami, but you just have to wait 9 months. You're pregnant by that one guy. You are designed to be dominated by one man. You are soil for one man. But a man is designed to spread his seed. Furthermore, you can only be soil up until you're about your mid-30s. And I can continue to sling this high-quality seed to the day I die.
But
So it is for the strongest men to be able to sling as much seed as possible. You hear me? And you should try your best to stick with me so I don't get rid of you.
Need a preference. Does that make sense?
That was quick.
Yeah, it is, because I'm not about to be fucking hated on because I'm a fucking woman. And like, you literally been like,
You're leaving
that?
having a discussion.
Of course I'm
Okay. All right, then just leave.
Yeah, bye.
Babe, I'm leaving. Can I walk the fuck
Just
away?
leave. Don't make it a whole.
Yelling.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
just
worry.
get up and leave.
Don't
Just get up
worry.
and leave.
Angry.
Don't fucking tell me what to do when I'm
Very
getting up.
angry.
Just leave.
Yikes.
I'm
now you're
leaving.
creating-
I'm walking
Why are
away.
you yelling
You're
at
making
me?
yourself look crazy now.
Making myself look crazy. All you do is ridicule women.
Did you ask why she was
I
yelling?
thought we were being pretty polite.
And you were
mean.
just yelling 30 minutes ago?
Very mean.
Yeah.
But men aren't attracted to these boss women.
The thing that I find strange is like it's dishonesty through redefinition. So we're talking about a boss, right? I wish she was here so I could say, okay, you're a boss. What's the highest number of employees you've had? What's the highest number of employees you've had since you're a boss? I have an eerie feeling that she's really not a boss. She's in the service industry and just doesn't realize
it's the
it.
vocabulary. I feel like the society has lost the vocabulary. We use words we say words that don't mean what we're saying, and that's why
which is also
people are
known
always,
as a lie.
totally.
So she's actually sitting next to a boss, but she's not a boss. And I think that's why she got so uncomfortable when she said, how can I get out of here so that I don't have to deal with this level of conversation? It was an escape move. And here's the thing, I've seen this before. Same thing Adam 22 did. When he saw it getting hot on one person, he thought, oh shoot, I'm next. Let me do something and have an outburst so I can make an exit.
I think I'm done, Brian. I don't want to listen to this guy anymore, and I feel like I might do something extreme if I were to stick around.
Hold on. When I first walked in, I said,
might
do you
have
want
to
the
polish
fade?
that milk dud.
When I first when I saw you downstairs, I said, do you want the fade? And you said no.
Okay. See what you
When I first walked in, I said, do you want the fade? You said no. We could have took care of that before the show started.
Do you guys have like some pre-existing beef or something?
Listen,
Can we switch Adam?
when I came in downstairs, the first thing I said when I saw him, I said, do you need that fade? And he said, no, it's just content. You know what I think the difference is between you and her is that you have some level of competence and personality to where you can actually do something other than sex work. Then you have others who can only do sex work. And as far as personality, they actually have some sort of disorder. But as a female, you never realize because people are busy staring at your breasts and your butt cheeks. And so you think you're getting on in the world just fine when really most people don't like you.
Shout out to the Saint in the Center. I'll leave a link in the pinned comments down to his channel. But I agree with him on pretty much everything except for the slang and the meat. I don't think you should give every woman tickets to the meat show. And I don't think it makes you shout out to the Saint in the Center. I'll leave a link in the pinned comments down below to his channel. I agree with him on pretty much everything except for the slang and the meat. I don't think you should give any woman tickets to the meat show. I don't think every woman deserves those tickets. And if you a man and you dealing with a woman who you consider to be low value, that takes a lot of time, money, effort, attention. So why wouldn't you save that for a woman you consider to be high value? That's just my take on it personally. I don't necessarily think that you can't be high value and indulge with low value women. I just think that when you are high value and you indulge with low value women, that's not a high value trait. I think the restraint is a high value trait. I think that seeking your purpose and attacking that without wasting your time, money, and attention on random women is more high value than indulging with those random women, in my opinion personally. But again, what he's saying is mostly true. And that's the part that a lot of people going to have a hard time to deal with emotionally and mentally. What he's saying is true. You could argue that he's cruel. You could argue that he's rude. But you can't argue that what he's saying isn't true. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or L. And give me the HBO special. That's a Help Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.